Discover rare treasures at Florida toy shows. From vintage collectibles to Star Wars memorabilia, find your next prized possession. Visit us this Sunday in Fort Myers from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, guys. We're back on Tuesday. That's our little commercial that I was trying to post that to the page this earlier today. Hey, August. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming on. Thanks everybody that's on here or watching, maybe watching even later. We're here Tuesday, the January 13th. Just going to talk a little bit about the show. I got a bunch of notes here this time, a little bit more prepared than normal, but what a couple days, man. I got lots to share with you guys, and hopefully you're having a good week and you had a great weekend. I visited people. I was thinking about going out to California because I've got a new connection that's going to help me book some guests for the shows this year. And I met her in Dallas, and she was out in California at the Hollywood show, which I've been wanting to go to. And there was a lot of people out there, so I didn't get to go to that. But I came and saw everybody at the various shows. I went to Renegers and saw the new Retro Vault, I think it's called, with Rod and them. Hey, Mike. Thanks for dropping in, and in August, like I said, we'll thanks for coming, and we'll see you this Sunday down in Fort Myers. All right, basically, Fort Myers is full now. We're gonna be in the. I'm actually. I'll share that towards the end. We're gonna be in the original room that we were in September 24. Okay. And so it's going to be set up similar to the September 24 layout, basically. So it's long, it's a longer thing. The room that we've been in the last two times is great, but there's a lot of a lot more doorways there. And our vendors like walls, and then just the other thing, so we're gonna be in the other original room. I can't post that they're gonna be there, but I don't think anyway. But I believe that the 501st is going to be out again. They haven't been out the last couple times, but I haven't really invited them either because I just maybe been busy. But I'm going to try to invite them more out to the various shows that I think that I have space for them, because it requires some extra stuff. Not a big deal, but you got to have the space for them to handle their costumes and all that stuff. So I will try to get them out. Let me. What I'll do is I'm going to talk specifically about Fort Myers later in the video. So. William, so stick around and we'll go over the map a little bit, and just give me a minute. I'll just go through some other things. And Chris, we're going to talk about Altamont here in just a few minutes, and then I know that you were looking for space for the Orlando show. So just so you guys know, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the schedule here. Orlando, February 1st is sold out. Okay, I don't have any space left. I do also have a waiting list of people that want to get tables for that show at Avanti on February 1st in a couple of weeks. Let's see. So if you didn't sign up already, it's closed. Fort Myers is closed. I do have space. I do have space in Cocoa at the Space Coast. We are going to have at least one guest. That's going to be Jeffrey Weissman. He's the replacement George guy in Back to the Future 2 and 3, and then he's played in some other movies. I made a post the other day about him. I'll make a lot more posts. He's gonna be in Florida for that show, so I'm adding him. I may add someone else for Space Coast. I know that's highly unusual, but I'm not 100% sure because I'm out of walls there. So the only thing that's available in Space Coast is Isles right now. Okay. Bradenton we're just getting started that. I just kind of switched that up with Sarasota. That was originally going to be Sarasota. And the reason why, let me just I'm going to talk about Sarasota here for a minute. And then I'm also going to talk about the weekend in stuff. And then we'll get into some show stuff. So, basically, what happened with Sarasota was the building, the superhero building, I'm going to call it, the Municipal Auditorium, which we really like. Okay. The city has given the management to this thing called the Hub or something. Don't trying to remember, but anyway, somebody else is at the management wise is taking it over. They've raised the prices a little bit. They raised different deposits and stuff a little bit, which, most shows it wouldn't really matter, but when you're running as many shows as we are, deposits matter. The amount of that we have to put out just to get the date held, it matters to us. So, but anyway, so especially when you're talking, well, like 50% or whatever it is of the show, just to hold the date, I might as well look at another whole nother building. So there's other buildings around, and so that's kind of we're working hard out here. I've got help now, which I'll get into in a minute, a little bit. But anyway, what happened is the Sarasota building is going to be closed for over a year. I was trying to get it to where we would have March 1st. We'd be able to move in on Saturday night and just have a one-day show there before they closed for a year plus, and for construction and everything. And I'm told, I haven't been down there, but I'm told that there's already construction down there right now. But anyway, turns out I had actually told Bradenton to actually put me down because they're going to have when we were in Bradenton, they had that, they had like an outdoor event going on, like a food craft thing. And so more people were added to our show inside because we were just happened to be there. So she gave me the dates that they were going to do the outside thing, which worked well with our show. And I went ahead and, yeah, I'm not really sure what no, Green Machine is down payment. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I'm going with Bradenton. That is March 1st. Okay. Just going over some stuff that, some updates here. South Florida Collector Fest the vendor space is sold out. Basically when we leave, I'm not going to do this. I'm probably going to I do end up having some tables when I leave there. A lot of people renew for the next show, but there are some tables that are available, but there's like 5 or 6 tables that might come up each time, and then they're just filled right away because people ask me about the show. When we're at the show, they're saying, "Hey, can I vend or whatever?" And I'll sell them the tables. So we do have a cycle of people that cycle in and out of there, but it's that particular space is it fills up quickly. Okay, because it's a smaller room. We have a second room now. We get good traffic there. It's really easy. Yes, we could go bigger and find another building and all that, but the reality is that it works for us. It's easy to manage. It's other than it's 2 doors, we got it down. It's free parking for everybody, and we got enough vendors to make it cool. And yeah, so let me go over some comments here before I go on to our new venues and talking about recently added to the website and stuff like that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the weekend. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Sean, my buddy Sean, is here online today. We missed out today. Today I tried to buy a full 2025 Hot Wheels set so I could give away, the cars, the general cars, and then maybe keep some of the the what do they call treasure hunts, super treasure hunts. I mean, I sat there, I think I was there like 3 or 4 hours, and then the last minute I hit the button, it added to the cart, and then it was sold out before you could even check out. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. I don't know what kind of robot they got going on there, but yeah, Sean and I both try to do that. Hey, Andy, we're looking forward to you being in in Orlando. Okay. All right. And again, August. Okay, William. Yeah, I'm going to get over to Fort Myers, but basically the load in, you can load in the same location. But there's also, you could load some stuff in from the front. Let's see. Hope everybody, Jonathan, is having a good evening there. And we're looking forward to hopefully seeing Lori at Barbie Hobby again in July, or maybe over at Fort Myers. Sometimes she comes to Fort Myers. All right. And yeah, I don't have the pinball machine turned on tonight because you guys may, saw that I bought some toys this weekend. And I'm going to be setting up. Okay. I'm going to be setting up. Now, I'm not selling necessarily the stuff I'm showing you immediately. I am probably going to sell some Transformers. I'm going to be bringing those because I'm going to be setting up more often now. Okay. But the goal is not to, I'm not trying to be a vendor. Okay. To let's say, make a living as a vendor. That's not what the goal is here. The goal is that, not every vendor can come to every show, so what I've learned the last 5+ years is that, I need to do a fill-in. I need to have like, the reason why I'm setting up is to try to fill a spot. Maybe we don't have, I think I talked about this maybe last week, but maybe we don't have a certain item and people have asked for that item. So I want to have those items that I can just pull out and say, okay, like I'll give you an example. We don't get it that often, but like Disney pins. Okay. And I think, I believe August is going to have some, but we get people that ask about Disney pins. Okay. And hey, is there Disney stuff? Is there, and sometimes most of the time I can't really tell them that we're going to have it. So I feel like I've got to go out and buy some or get some collection or something just so I can have some there, so that way there's something for everybody. Okay. And then different people, a lot of these vintage vendors, stuff with vintage toys, I want to say like 60s through the stuff that people are looking for, the G.I. Joe or He-Man or whatever. Some of those guys, or Redline Hot Wheels or whatever, a lot of those guys don't necessarily, they're chasing the Chicago toy show, the Glendale toy show. Like, I'll give you an example. I think Jerry is in San Jose or Glendale this weekend. Jerry Brand, who I get these let's see, I'll show you. Those are, give you guys some examples here. Give me a second. Turn the light on over here. Just maybe, I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but okay. So, like for instance, this Redline car that I got, I'm working on getting all the colors. This is like a 1970 car. This is another one. This is from 1974. Redline. See, now I may open that light up and it's too bright. So, I got these from Jerry, and so we don't have a lot of vendors with Red Lions. Now, we don't have a lot of necessarily a million customers coming in to buy Red Lions, but I like the idea of having it. So that's why I'm setting up. So the other thing too is, you guys remember we have the music that I run and announcements and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to try to do is kind of create a central point in the show at the beginning of the show. Not a lot of vendors like to be immediately in the front, because people go right by them sometimes. So I'm going to try to have a spot where I'm running the music from there, the announcements from there. I have a little booth. Again, I'm going to be bringing bigger items, I'm going to say, because I'm a collector, not a vendor. So I don't have like piles of parts or piles of figures or just random stuff. Yeah, everything that I have is because I bought it because I wanted to buy it, to keep, basically. So now I'm going to buy some stuff, either to upgrade what I have, or I want to be able to show it at the show. I'll give you an example of that. Like, we had the Godzilla last week, the Shogun Godzilla. I bought like a parts Godzilla that I'll be bringing to for Fort Myers. So the goal again is to have a great show. I want to have a great show every time. I'm very passionate about show. Let me go ahead and go back to the comments. Okay. Boy, that would be a dream. I'm going to tell you, I have talked to him. I don't have a connection for him right now, but when I did ask about him, I think he was 20 grand. I'm pretty sure that would be a guarantee. And I don't see him doing 20 grand at our show, so, I mean, I would have to come off, I would have to pay the difference, which I'm okay with, but I don't know. I just don't know. He's awesome, legendary, but I don't know if we have enough people that would want to get, but anyway, so, Chris, you're already on the wait list. Okay. So I know you can message me in a couple days, but, I got that. Okay. Let me see. Hey, thanks, Mark. Sorry, we're going to miss you this week. Mark has to work on Monday. It's a 3.5 hour drive. So unfortunately, we won't see Mark in Fort Myers. Maybe if we do a Saturday only show next time, maybe we can get him. And then, but thank you for stopping in. And Keith, all right. So what, so Keith, and this is for somebody else that maybe put an application in and just hasn't gotten, you haven't heard from me. I am basically the one that handles all the applications. Now that's going to change probably here soon. Maybe in the next couple of months. Right now I've got Jeff Mikado helping me, and Sean helping me, and TK helps me. I need to get with them to I might be pushing that over onto one of them, maybe a little bit anyway. But right now I'm the only one that basically, we started this as I just wanted to buy toys. Okay. And then, 6 years now down the road, we're running this as a full-time gig. I'm adding help to run the event smoothly. And so, but at the end of the day, I still evaluate every vendor online. And then I also handle, setting up the venues and closing those deals, and then selling all the tables. So, and the mapping and all of that stuff, I do all of that. So at this point. Okay. So if you don't hear from me, that's only because I am working on, I put up the shows. Okay. But like, if it's show week, I'm going to focus on that show. So most of my time this week, other than, I contacted venues last week, we finalized some things. I finally heard back from several venues that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And so I really only focus on one show at a time when I'm doing that. So every morning I usually go through applications that have been posted. If I didn't get yours on Coco, it's just because I've just been busy, or another event. It's just been because I'm busy on finalizing, because the vendors want to get that setup information for this show. VCJ. I'm not really sure. Frankie, you'll have to elaborate on that one. Okay. Okay, Ron. And Ron, yes, he's a new vendor. I'll be getting following up with you on your questions and all of that. And you're also, I do have you in for Fort Myers. All right. Always looking, try to bring something cool, Disney, but don't bring much. I'm bringing 70s stuff. All right. Well, send me pictures here, William. I don't think I have pictures of what you're bringing other than what you posted on your application. Let's see. I need to find more stuff. No, you do not need to find. I went and bought. Let's see. I don't have it here because I put it in my case. I went and bought some stuff. Mark, that again, I might bring that. I got these watches as Ghostbusters stuff. I bought some Ghostbusters stuff. This is this is at the Calusa Sound Convention Center. So let me go ahead and show the flyer. Calusa Sound Convention Center. Now, in a minute, I will go and look up the map and stuff, but I want to kind of go over a couple other things. So just hang out, and we'll get there. I love the front area. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good, but you guys work everywhere. You, Margaret, and stuff. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, David, we know Scott really well. We're friends with him. We'll have him back. I just got to reschedule something with him. And we'll have him, I'm sure, this year. All right. Recently moved to Florida. Looking forward. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have some shows. Our show up in St. Augustine is gonna be posted here. And yes, a vinyl cape. Oh, vinyl cape Jawa. I would have to. It's not mine, so the person that's bringing it will be there. He's not online. He's probably watching this right now, but there is he will be there on Sunday. He's not really an online person, so if you're interested in that, please come to the show. All right. All right, great. Okay, cool. So that's the comments. All right, let me go ahead and let's see. I want to just so what I did this weekend is I went to some shows. I went to the opening. You remember there with Chris and Rod. I went to the opening of the of their show of their store up there, and I bought some stuff. The Tonka truck. I'm bringing some mask stuff to sell. I got this, the Knight Rider car you see on there. It actually, does work. And I'm going to be bringing my extra one that unfortunately doesn't play, but it is still nice and complete with the guy. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this here. And then I'm going to end up grading, I think, this Knight Rider shooter thing that actually is behind me. And let's see, there's some other mask stuff here, but that you're not seeing. But yeah, so they had a cool store, not fully open. They had some good stuff though, and all of that. So let me go back. This is my photos thing, and you'll see another picture here. Kind of goes through a few more extra items here. I didn't have everything out. All right, yeah, and Rod will be. This is Buddy Chris, and Rod will be at the Orlando show. Okay. And then on Sunday, I went to Spring Hill Toy Jam. I decided I'm going to try to do photos when I go to other shows. I think Richard was really cool at Spring Hill Toy Jam. And I thought, hey, I wanted to come and visit people and buy some stuff again that I can bring down to Fort Myers or whatever. And and just see what people have out here. So Jeff will be in the he took a little bit of a break. He's going to be in Orlando with these Pokemon cards. He's been with me since kind of the beginning, I would say. And so there we got Johnny. We're going to miss him, and then TK. No TK this weekend, unfortunately. So, and then let's see. This is a new vendor guy that talked to me. I got this Godzilla piece from him, and actually I got this. I got this Manta too, actually, from him. And then we got Derek. It was his birthday. I bought kind of a cool Hulk piece from him. And then these are my friends there, John Zalea, who's got his own toy line. He's working on trying to build that. It's very expensive to get figures made and everything. I have my own idea for one, but and then he got Jose here, who always has a great booth. He this was like a mini version of his thing, and then there's a couple pictures that Sean took of the show there. There's a decent amount of people there. I mean, it's just a different vibe than ours. It's okay. And then I took a picture with Richard on the way out and his wife, I believe, and they were very nice. They were very nice. They didn't, very, very nice people. So, I've kind of gotten to the point now where, hey, our show is unique. I just think our show is unique, and so, I'm not, and I also believe that people really travel about 30 miles or so, maybe less, to go to these shows. They want something in their backyard. And so, I'm not doing a show in Spring Hill. I mean, between him and Joey now, Richard's doing, I think, 6 shows a year, and they just have different stuff than we have. It's a smaller production, and that's the way they like it. And I'm not, it's just a different thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So, anyway, so I just, I've kind of, I want to support everybody. I'm not going to be sharing promoting everybody's shows yet, but I want to be friendly with everybody. So I'm glad I was able to go out there and visit those guys. All right, let me just kind of go through my notes here and for a second, and then hey, Juan, thanks for coming out. Planning on driving 90 minutes. Well, hey man, cool. Say hi. That's the other thing I didn't mention when I was showing those photos. I'm planning on taking a lot more photos with people. I want to remember stuff. I got this little photo printer over here, and I thought I'd start a little scrapbook of pictures. These are actual printed photos. I know that you don't see that often, but I'm just going to show a couple of these so you guys can kind of see here. This is Lakeland last summer, and this is my friend Doug and Sean. We were up north. Okay. I haven't printed a bunch of stuff, but here's the guys up in myself up in Joe Fest. Guys in Georgia, our vendors are so good. They're coming down from Georgia to recruit them. Okay. Let me look up another photo that I want to share with you guys. And there was another one here. Oh, here's a picture of me and my wife and Keith Coogan from last year, and Dewey, who did the video this weekend. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be printing some of these pictures and just having a little book. I've got my even though I know I always talk about doing more videos, I am going to be doing more videos. I basically bought Adam the Woo's camera last year, and I even did a video this last Saturday, and I'm going to try to post that. And then just now I got these glasses, the Ray-Bans, the Meta glasses. So I'm going to do some stuff at the show this weekend and post it, and maybe even tomorrow with the stuff that I bought to bring. I'm going to try to use these. They're not script right now, but they will be. So more videos coming. I'm really wanting to do more, content. So, hey, and hey, Courtney, Thanks for coming out. And Enrico, I don't think we've seen you. Are you coming to Jacksonville? Okay, well, that's going to be a little ways away, but we are working on another new venue in Jacksonville besides the St. Augustine World Golf Village. And okay, great variety, super organized. I appreciate you saying that, but Lori, and great experience. Each time vendor is friendly. I have multiple vendors. It's not just, let's say, Lori, that says that. I have multiple vendors that really tell us it's organized. We really work hard to have it organized, and we've been doing these events for 6 years and stuff. And actually, we had a car show thing back in. Some of you guys may remember that, but I did car shows back in 2014, 2015 with my Speed Culture app. So, I'm just passionate about events. That's my thing. I'm not a vendor. I'm not a super vendor. I'm Jeff, so Mark is a super vendor, and I'm just the guy, that puts on the show. So I like it that way. I think I have my lane, and that's what I like to do. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Let me, see, I talked about the video. I showed you some pictures. And yeah, I'm not really doing the car shows now because what I find is car shows aren't a spectator thing. I mean, I certainly like cars. We have several, but okay. All right. Let me talk before I go over to Fort Myers specifically, back to the schedule here. And and this is the other thing I love is that people, I guess I didn't put it on my own page here. People message me like while I'm on video, but so the Altamont, so we are going to be at Altamont Springs. Altamont Springs, I always look at it this like Altamonte, but that's actually where it's going to be like a hop and skip away from Mark Moriarty can walk to this show, so I don't want to hear that you can't do it. But anyway, that's a new venue for us, Hilton Orlando. We are planning on trying to do 2 of those, one in April, one in October, along with our Kissimmee. We're going to maybe try to double dip and have one ticket or something for the 2 events. So it's something that we're working on. But we're going to try this first on April 12th. They had an opening. It's a decent amount of space. It's a decent amount of space. Let me message this guy. Give me a second here. And I'll go ahead and put that up. And then I'm just going to tell this. Page right now. This is in the video. I don't know what I even did that for, but okay. Jason says he's been there. Nice venue. So we're going to be there. We're going to be there on April 12th. Okay. So that's a new venue. Now these other shows I'm going to be adding. So North Florida Collector Fest, basically finalizing the final numbers for that. And I've been talking to the venue. So that's going to be live. Port St. Lucie was just recently posted. Kissimmee will be posted next week. That's the next. We are going to be in the spring show and the May show. We're going to be in the large room, so I have lots of space for that. We're going to be in the 25,000 square foot space. I'm going to mix this with like Star Wars G.I. Joe, so it's going to be kind of Star Wars collector / Kissimmee Collector Fest in one event. And so I'm going to try to get some guests here. I'm going to have maybe a guest or 2 here, even though it's only a 1-day show. I'm going to do something on June 7th. I'm just not, the venues that I'm trying to get, they're not available, but I haven't given up yet. So that is still a date. Now you will notice I did take off March 14th, which is the Con Misfits. I just can't find a venue to use there. Avanti was out. We're kind of trying to get a hold of some of the venues around MegaCon. And that actually, we were looking at one in Maitland, but it was really expensive. And then that's when we looked at Altamont, and they were not available in March. So we went with April. So now I think we're going to maybe have a new venue to use for the shows. So that's kind of how that happened. But March 14th is out right now. So, I mean, it still could happen, but you never know. Okay. And then we got Ocala, and all these other ones are all basically. Now, I think I'm going to check with the venue, but the Central Florida Collector Fest may get pushed, and that would be filled in with Super RetroCon that we're going to bring back. I just want to, I didn't update it here because I want to make sure that the correct space is available, and that's what I want to do. That's what I've been talking to people, this Mary lady, about getting us a guest, and I'm not going to go into all the guests, but basically I have multiple people that are sending me guest lists now, but anyway, so all right, let me just kind of again check my notes and make sure that I talked a little bit about everything. Let's see. I recently added World Golf Village. Okay. What I want to do is I'm going to share my website here. Now, for vendors, I know I don't show this that often, and I need to enhance it, okay? But again, basically, until the show gets going, I run everything until the show. Pretty much. I mean, I'm working on changing that, but anyway, so adding content to this website is, it takes some time, but I do change at least the show every show that we have. So I did add all the shows. So if you're a vendor and you don't get a message because maybe you opted out of our messaging thing or our vendor messaging system, or you just want to know what's going on, go to the website, floridatoyshows.com. And I always have the latest, pretty much the latest schedule. In fact, I need to change this from proposed because I had that in November to actual schedule. And then I noticed that today. And then there is a typo here with the address. It's 1375. I don't know how the 4 got there, but anyway, under each of the graphics, there's a Facebook event, and then there's the vendor space. So when you click on, let's say the link, it's going to take you to the Ventini application. So you click here and apply now. Okay, that's if you want to. So anyway, these links here will take you to. This one should be. Okay, this will have to be changed. So I got to update this again. So this one is sold out. Okay, so anything that's available is going to have this link here. It says vendor sign up, and that's going to take you to the other page. Okay. Let me just. All right, so that's the website. I just want to make sure the subscribe thing does work. I need to organize that, but I mean, I will be emailing people. It goes to a MailChimp thing right now that we need to update that. And then I talked about all the equipment and stuff like that. Okay, I think I kind of went over everything that well, again, that I make the graphics. I mean, I've been this month actually, this year actually marks 30 years that I've been in the website business. I don't really do websites. I maintain websites, but I haven't really done a new one in a long time, just because the toy shows take up all my time. So met Keith and Deland a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he is an awesome guy. I mean, they told me that they were gonna go over there, him and Pinky. So hopefully you had a great time at that show and all of that. So I think I've done a lot of information in one thing. Let me do one last thing, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Fort Myers show as far as showing the map. Let me just bring this up here on my side, and then okay, so let me go ahead and share that, and then, man, it's always okay. Sorry, when I'm looking at, I got at least like 40 tabs open. So this icon, let me go ahead and share the screen. Yeah. All right, so if we zoom out to Fort Myers, somebody was asking where it was. So it's actually, downtown Fort Myers, so near the courthouse. So you'll see here, if we keep zooming, I think down here is the courthouse somewhere. Okay, we're across from the water. There's a hotel, Luminary Hotel here, and then right next to it is the Calusa Sound Convention Center, and that's where we are now. When I zoom in here on the convention center, so normally what we've been doing is our show has been right here to the, let's say, to the right of this word Calusa Sound, and so when you came in this, there's vendor load in back here, and you can park under this portico and bring stuff in. Okay, however, this time where we are at in a room over towards the hotel. So there's another, this is split into 3 rooms, and we are, let me just, no, okay, I was looking at something else for a second. But basically, this is split up into 3 rooms. So there is 30,000 square feet to rent there, but we rent 10,000, which is kind of like our sweet spot. 10 to 15,000, it would be ideal for every show, but some venues just aren't available. They don't have. That's a big space to find. So we're in this side area. If I go back to, let me see if I can. I'll show you guys a picture of the room here in just a moment. Let me go ahead and quit sharing that. And then thanks for sticking with me here, guys. We still have people on here, which is great. No, we are in this. It's just the same size, 10,000 square feet. It's just a different room. That's all. So if I go ahead and I'm going to share that. So this is a picture of the setup. So again, it's laid out a little different. Let me just see. So this is the room next door. I'm just scanning through pictures here. So hopefully, let's go back. So it'll look a little bit more like this. Nope, that's last January. It's going to be a little bit more open. I think like this here. So it'll have, so you're coming in the front, and then it's longer. That's the way that it's going to be set up. It's just like you see here. Now, we won't have Jeremy either. Central Florida Comic Con is this weekend. So this is a setup. No Bill. Bill is in New York. It's part of the gig, man. I mean, everybody, they have all different lives. So this is kind of this is basically the same room and the same setup that we're going to have. So just to give you guys an idea. Now, the main difference here is that I'm going to be in the front. We are going to have the guests in the front. And this is someone mentioned my Fox Body. Yeah, my Hummer and my Mustang, which our friend Sean has the motor out of right now because it's we're gonna get it painted and everything. So yeah, thanks for noticing. Okay, I think that's about it. Let's see, somebody else. Thanks, Zeta. We miss you at the shows. I know it's hard for you to get out though with the driving and stuff. So maybe we'll have you at Coco. And then we're going through the back loading. Yep, yeah, you are. And then you can park underneath the viaduct or the portico thing. I'm going to send out a full page of information tomorrow. I realized I have to update the page. That's why you just got a little text today. So I just need to update that, and then you'll get the information. Okay, guys. Hopefully I gave you a lot of info. I know I hosed you with a lot. I'm going to post this new schedule on our page. I'm going to try to, you'll see a bunch more samples tomorrow. If you're vending in Fort Myers and you want specific stuff posted, please send it to me. Otherwise, I'm going to use what's on your application, and then I'll come up with my own stuff. And then I'm going to probably do a video tomorrow. I'm going to test out these glasses, I think, and see if I can share what I bought, and just see if what that looks like. So anyway, and when is JD going to go to the East Coast or West Coast here, Jay? We'll see you in West Palm in March there. Thanks for coming on. And hopefully you're going to sign up for Port St. Lucie. I know you like your spot back there. And so we had a lot happen actually this week. I had a bunch of venues get back to me finally and everything. Now, some of it, maybe I just needed to email them, but thanks. Yeah. Cool. Hey man, there's expand out. Okay, cool. And definitely out there. And hey, Jason, if you want to come out and shop, feel free. Okay, we're gonna have the show this weekend is just a 1-day show, 9 to 4. It is at the Calusa Sound Convention Center. We have both Brutus, our friends Brutus Beefcake and Keith at this show this weekend, and and then we'll do that, and then. Yeah, Ron, I'll call you tomorrow. We'll go over things. I've got basically the map finalized and all that stuff, so I can answer your questions there in the morning. Okay, and so again, we're gonna have some setup on Saturday afternoon, and then on Sunday we'll have the full show. All right, guys. Thanks again. Now I'm gonna end again with our commercial. Now I've never done. I've never
discover rare treasures at Florida toy shows.
So one thing that and if you are coming to the show or you're in the area or whatever, and I'm running this little spot on some amount of 50 times or something like that, and various around the news and everything. We're running this little ad on the Fox station down there, and so if you see it, let me know, or whatever. I just thought I'd share it because it's the first time we've done any TV, like actual paid TV. So, we are running ads there. So I didn't do just Facebook. I wanted just to see what it would be like. So I'm going to go ahead and play it again. And then it was just a quick little thing. And you'll see the shows like this here. I just gave them a bunch of photos in our logo for now. Hopefully, our friend Dewey can help me, and other people can help me put that together, a cool video for other ads in the future. But anyway, this one is from Ocala.
Discover rare treasures at Florida toy shows. From vintage collectibles to Star Wars memorabilia, find your next prized possession. Visit us this Sunday in Fort Myers from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, and then the last photo there, of course, was Coral Springs just 2 weeks ago. What a show. I think everybody, oh, wow. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. And then I think, but yeah, it was an amazing show a couple weeks ago. So, but anyway, yeah, Fox 4. Yep. So cool, man. Well, hey, thanks guys for coming out. We'll see you next Tuesday, if not before. Hopefully we'll see you in Fort Myers this weekend, and then in Orlando on February 1st.
And so next week we'll be talking about that show and then the guest and all the other things that we've got updated. So I did visit with Sean from Sci-Fi Bartow last week too. I didn't get a photo with him, unfortunately. I'm going to try to do that. So if you come to the show and you want to get a picture with me or whatever, I'm not telling you have to. I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to start taking more pictures with people at the show. Feel free to ask and we'll do it. Okay. And then maybe we'll post them online or I'll print them out like you saw me. We'll have them in a little scrapbook. All right. Have a good afternoon, guys, or good evening and a good week. Talk to you soon. Hopefully we'll see you on Sunday. Bye now.